What is going on, YouTube? Patrick here. And if you guys can believe it, this is the third time that I've recorded the audio for this video so far. For whatever reason, I keep getting a very distorted and robot recording. What are you going to do? This footage is from actually mid-June. I needed some time to go and have some fun thrifting, so I headed to this Savers and spent about an hour here. As you can see, my first stop was always going to be the video games, the media section here. Computer games, there's a lot of them. I have not taken the time to learn which ones I should be looking for. I probably should do that. But you can see there's quite a bit of them, and I found a few good ones there occasionally. The regular video games are on the top shelf up there. I haven't found a good video game at a Savers in ages. I am certain that you guys are having similar problems. It's just really hard to find good video games at thrift stores these days. My next stop is going to be the kitchen gadgets section, right? This is going to be your bread makers, all of your crock pots, blenders, microwaves, you name it. I'm going to head back here looking for, probably going to be looking for some Villaware stuff. I'm going to be looking for any kind of Cuisinarts, that kind of stuff. Just anything that catches my eye that I have my radar up for. And what's that? Right in the middle, in the top of the frame, that is a KitchenAid mixer, you guys. Uh, I believe the price on it was about $50, which is pretty high. But even at that price, there's still money to be made. I did end up leaving it behind actually. I'm going to put comps up here in a second, but I left it behind because I just don't really have a good box to ship it in, and I just didn't want another thing that cost me $50 sitting in my storage unit for a while, so I decided to leave it. I probably should have bought it, but that's a lot of FOMO there. The funny thing is, I had just gotten my own KitchenAid mixer back from the factory. I had to get it refurbished, and I had this perfect box with the perfect styrofoam in it, and I had already thrown that away, and it was long gone. So that I think was the universe's way of telling me just to leave it behind. So that's what I did. So I headed around the corner here, and you can see I'm looking at all of the bakeware, right? All of your bunt pans, that kind of thing. I'm going to be looking for Nordic ware. I'm going to be looking for maybe Pyrex. You never know what you're going to find. Behind me is going to be all the pots and pans, right? I'm going to be looking for a few of the really good models there, like Calphalon and maybe Revereware. I don't know about you guys. Revereware, a lot of the other YouTubers are buying that and selling it. I haven't had a ton of luck with it so far. Homeschool Picker, I had a good video on how to clean them, so I did that. I put it up for sale. They've been for sale for a while now, and there hasn't been any kind of movement on it. And I'm wondering if it's just maybe a longer tail stuff. And you can see I picked up that like 4-quart one that was there. It looks like there's money to be made, but I think maybe it's one of those things where you have to buy it and then put it in your storage unit until it sells and just not worry about it. Which that's not a lot of what I like to buy. I'm much more into the stuff that's gonna be, I don't know if a quick flip is quite right, but a little bit faster on the flip side. And so I don't know. I'm probably going to keep experimenting with it. Leave me a comment down below if you've had any luck selling Revereware. Here's the electronics section in this Savers, and you guys can see it sucks. There's a whole bunch of DVD players, and that's about it. So I headed back to the toy section. This place has been chaotic lately. Just tons of kids playing with toys, which I guess is kind of fun, but a little harder to pick. But look what you see there. There is a Tech Deck Mega Ramp. I'm gonna put the comp up there. That's actually my sold comp. I had bought the left half of that like about a week prior. Did not realize that it was missing the other half of it, and so was really glad that they had put it out. Like, literally must have been not too long before I came in this week. It doesn't really make sense to me, like how they decide when stuff goes out. But just like that, the mixer, the universe telling me not to buy it, I think the universe was wanting me to have that Tech Deck ramp. So why not, right, you guys? So I headed down here, always trying to make sure that Jumanji does not make it into my cart. For some reason, it keeps trying to get into my cart, but nice try, Jumanji. You didn't do it to me today. I haven't found very many board games this summer, you guys, as far as like stuff that I wanted to be able to sell. There's been a couple of good instances of finding some stuff, but not too much of finding them. One in particular, one thrift store has had better luck than others. The Savers have been pretty much empty. Same thing with this toy section here, right? This is the action figures and small toys. There used to be just tons and tons of these pegs full of bags of toys, full of action figures, and now you can see there's just a couple bundles that are up here, but most of these pegs are empty. I don't really understand why that is. It almost feels like they've got some kind of a deal with somebody to sell them all of their toys as soon as they come in. It would not surprise me. Thrift stores are all about making money. They're not really making stuff available to customers. That's business, right? That's 101 of business, make money. You can see now I'm looking at the case, and this is more of the Savers kind of failings here. Like, right, there's just nothing in this case, and what's in there is just not that great. Like, there had to be some stuff they could have put in here. I think it just has to do with whatever employees are pricing things and coming across the stuff, and they don't honestly know what to put in these cases. And that makes sense to me. So sometimes you get lucky finding the stuff out in the store. So more good things for us, I guess. I next headed over to the books. I don't have footage of it, but you can see in the left middle of the frame, there's a couple Robert Jordan books. At least one of those is a really good pickup. I did end up picking it up. Like I said, I don't remember why I don't have footage of it, but I did pick it up and I sold it for about $20. The other two were reasonable, but not necessarily a pickup. Probably if I could have gotten them for cheap, I would have. Looking at the other side, I found this Call of Duty Black Ops 2 strategy guide. I did pick that up. Here's the comps. It got donated right away, you guys. I shouldn't have picked it up. That's kind of the risk you take though when you're not doing comps on every single item you purchase. And sometimes I just go with my gut and say, I'm just going to buy this. It's going to be $1.99, something like that. Probably I'm going to do well. And sometimes I'm wrong. So what are you going to do? I'm looking right now to see if there's any Harry Potter books in here. Maybe anything else that might catch my eye, maybe like a book series. Usually I see a ton of like Diary of a Wimpy Kid books here, and they sell really well, but Savers usually has them priced at like $3.99, and you're just gonna be no room for profit. It's actually the opposite. You're probably gonna lose money if you try and sell those on eBay, maybe even on Amazon. So I usually don't buy those unless I'm getting them really cheap, maybe a quarter, 50 cents, something like that. I decided to do a second lap and saw that there was this cart where they were bringing out new stuff. And lo and behold, what do I find here? It's my header image. It's a Cocomotion. This is what it is on Terapeak, because what I wanted to point out is look at this range of prices with shipping, anywhere from like $40 to $60, but only, you guys, only from like Thanksgiving until December 31st. Any other time of year, it's going to be more like $20, which there may be some profit still to be made there. But if you've got a place to store them, do that. That is my advice to you. I put these right into my storage unit, and they'll come out right around Thanksgiving, and I'll probably schedule them to go be listed like maybe mid-November, something like that. All right, next stop, I went through all the hard goods. I went down the plates aisle here, decided to take a look at the mugs. Haven't really found a lot this summer, so I was pleasantly surprised to see this Starbucks mug just sitting there. This one is Paul Revere, the Boston Paul Revere mug. There's some sold comps on these. I think if this was $1.50, $1.99, something like that, I'm going to have it listed in the $12 to $15 range. And they're not always super fast sellers, but they always do sell, you guys. So the Starbucks mugs, definitely be on the lookout for those. Uh, you're not going to find a ton of them, but you'll find them, and they're definitely out there. So like I said, I took a second pass through the store, and sure enough, there's definitely some new stuff on the shelves, including this Villaware waffle maker here. I'm going to put a comp up in a second, but definitely Villaware is a brand you guys want to be on the lookout for. Not all of them are going to be amazing and just a guaranteed buy. The ones that look like they have stripes on them, those are the ones you really want to be on the lookout for. But for the most part, this brand is solid, and you can do really well with that. Um, all right, so then another thing caught my eye up here on the top shelf, and you guys are probably going to laugh along with me when I pull it down if I've got the timing right here. Let's see, I got to pull something out of the way. My timing is not right, I'm sorry. There we go, cut it a little bit. Look at this, it's a second Cocomotion machine. I'm going to do it in the video, like what the heck? It's pretty funny when that happens, right? It seems like you find one of something and then you're going to find a lot more of it as well. So on my second pass, I was walking by the electronics here, and I noticed this kind of interesting looking item. You can see that there it is. It's a stoplight. Um, this is a Yacker tracker, and I'm going to put the comps up here in a second. It looks like it might be like a classroom aid for teachers. Not really sure, but the comps definitely were good. I have not even gotten this tested and plugged in yet at home, so I'm still really hopeful that it's going to work, but even just the remote will make me a little bit of money. So pretty interesting little pickup there. Great way to end the video. You can see that I even in the store I had no idea what this thing was. I had to look it up, and I made sure to take a screenshot for you guys. So that is going to do it today. I know it's a little bit of a short video, but I actually found quite a number of really interesting things. So that's kind of a fun video too. If you've enjoyed this content, please do smash that like button. And if you're interested in subscribing, please do so. If you just came here to watch the video, that is okay too. Happy to have you watching. Once again, my name is Patrick, and thank you very much.